But Minnesota's a smaller team, yeah, with the exception of Dawson Garcia. You have the clear 3 worst paint teams in the Big Ten right now. That is Minnesota, Michigan, and Penn State. So let's look at the matchups when those 3 teams played each other to get an idea of what might happen in this Minnesota game. When we played Michigan, we scored 52 points in the second half. Kudus Wahab dominated the paint. Ace Baldwin consistently got open looks at the rim. We also dominated the turnover margin in that game. When Minnesota played Michigan, both teams were very even, and Minnesota rallied late to win the back and forth game. Both teams got several offensive rebounds. Michigan got to the free throw line a lot, but Minnesota was just slightly more efficient on offense, and their assist numbers show that their strong ball movement is likely the reason for that. So, when these weaker paint teams in the Big Ten have played each other, the results have been inconclusive of anything. What's most likely is just a weird game that you're going to have to gritty it out. You're going to have to grind this game to oblivion, and it's gonna be tough. I like the fact that we have it at home. I think that's going to be a big advantage to us. The interesting thing, like I said, though, is Minnesota doesn't have size. We have size. We just haven't been using it like I think we should be. There was a couple games ago, Kudus Wahab was just unguardable. I think this could be one of those games where he just gets in the post. There's a lot of situations you'll see it on film. Wahab will get a post up, put an arm up, calling for the ball. Clary will look at him and then turn to his right and pass it to a guard. I think everyone's seen that before where it's we have a great matchup right there, and we just decided to keep passing it around the perimeter. And I think this is one of those games where Rhodes is going to be telling his guys, like, hey, Q is going to have matchup advantages all night long. Give it to him every chance you get. And that goes the same for Demetrius Lilly down low. That goes the same for Favor Irie down low. I think that could be a breakout game for him, slashing down to the paint, getting post-ups, etc. And then it's a game that hopefully we can win the rebound margin.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think we should, quite frankly. You said it. I don't really. There's no reason that Penn State should get outworked in the paint in this game. I think for as much as we've talked about Penn State having a disadvantage against most teams in the paint, this is not one of them.
Exactly.
So I think that and the fact that it's being played at home, because this is a different team at home than on the road.
Yep.
I think those both should work in Penn State's favor, and I feel like this should be a game where they get to 10-10, they get a win. I could see it being close, but Minnesota, they don't really. I don't know if they really match up well against anybody in the Big Ten, but I feel like even against Penn State, I think this is a good matchup for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, we play the second fastest pace in the Big Ten. The press might be the key to victory for us. Minnesota commits the 3rd most turnovers in the conference, and they're not great at getting turnovers. Meanwhile, we are 3rd among all Power 6 teams in turnovers generated, and it's due to our aggressiveness in the press, winning that rebound margin, winning that turnover battle, and then dominating the paint. Those are going to be the 3 key to victories for Penn State in this Minnesota game. I think we have advantages all over the place here, even though Minnesota's a really solid team. I said it earlier, guarding the stars, Dawson Garcia is a star in his own right, and he's going to be the one key to guarding Minnesota in this game on defense. My prediction, Penn State 80-72 for Minnesota, 8-point victory at home for the Nittany Lions. Get back up to 500. This is a team that has a ton of talent, and they need to win games like this at home. A loss here would be inexcusable.